Good morning guys, welcome to my channel and welcome back to day 2 of my kitchen makeover. So if you haven't watched day 1, I will leave a link down below for you in the description box, but I'll also leave a video card on screen for you. So if you've not watched day 1, after this video you can go back and watch it, or you can actually go over now and watch it and then come back to this one so that you are watching them in order. So day 1 was cleaning all of my kitchen cupboards out, ready for this kitchen makeover. And today we are going to be removing the vinyl that is on my work surfaces, and we're going to be removing the stick-on tiles that I've got. Now I will insert a photograph of how my kitchen looked before, so that if you've not been here before and this is the first time that you've stumbled across my channel, you know what I'm working with and what my kitchen looked like previously. Now it is very echoey in here, and that's because I got rid of everything out of the kitchen. So at the moment I've just got my kettle, my microwave, and I've got a few bits dotted about, but I am going to move them today. So if you are new, then thank you so much for clicking on this video. I do hope that you'll enjoy it, and I hope that you will consider sticking around. So without further ado, let's get into this video. So as I said in the intro, I am going to be removing the vinyl from the work surface at the moment. I've got a wooden effect and I'm going for a marble effect, and I've also got the stick-on tiles that need to be removed. But I'm just going to show you the Fablon that I've picked for my work surface, and it is this one. So I'm going for more of a marble look. I do like to refresh my kitchen every now and again, and this is the first time that I've actually brought it to my channel, but I'm looking forward to this because I absolutely love a little bit of a refresh. So the tools that I'm going to need to do this project is, I just picked up a pack of Stanley knives, and these are from Poundland, so they weren't very expensive at all. And I've just got my Superdrug health and beauty card just to get any of the bubbles out. Now I've actually wrapped my kitchen in Fablon, so all of my kitchen cupboards are all wrapped in Fablon. Now I'm not going to be changing that, I'm just going to be changing the work surface and the tiles because I do actually like the kitchen cupboards being in the black Fablon. This isn't the first time that I've changed my kitchen work surface because I have changed it quite a few times. I live in a rented accommodation, and I just find this is such an easier way to get the look that you want without having to put a brand new kitchen in, or having to do any major work in a rented accommodation. So yeah, so we're going to start off by removing all of the tiles and the Fablon from the work surface that's already there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk you through how I'm going to do it, but I'm also going to just put little clips in there and put some nice music over the top of it. First things first, I do have to clear all of the sides off, so that's going to be the first job that we're doing today. Now it is early morning and I'm hoping to get this done by dinner time. And then as we go through this series, you will see new items that I've picked up for the kitchen and style in my kitchen. And then right at the end of this series, you will see a little bit of a reveal. So let's just get everything out of this kitchen so that I've got some space to work, because there's nothing worse than moving stuff as you're decorating. Okay guys, so I have removed everything from the work surfaces now, so there's nothing on the work surfaces. I have started to take off some of the tiles that I'm going to be replacing, but let me just turn you around and show you what it looks like at the minute. Okay, so this is what it looks like at the minute. So you can see I've moved everything off the kitchen sides. I do need to remove this because I've started to peel off the tiles. Now these are going to come off really easily. They are going to take a while, but you can see there, like, it's started to lift the Fablon as well. Okay, so you'll see that my kitchen counter is black. Now it's not sticky at all, even though I've removed this Fablon. Obviously this is the reason why I do like to cover, because we do have some grout that's a little bit yellow. The tiles as well, they were just not the best. There was paint on them, so that's why I decided to put these stick-ons. So this is not going to take long to peel off. So yeah, I'm just going to pop you on a little bit of a time lapse and we'll get all of this all off and give everything a wipe over. Some of them are really, really tough. Like, I hope they're not just going to come off in little bits, because this will take forever, won't it? But I will show you guys as we go. So I'm just going to put you on a little bit of a time lapse and we'll see how far we get. Surface all clean and dry and ready for me to start with the Fablon. Now this is the Fablon that I've chosen, and it's just a marble Fablon. So I am going to show you how I put this on my work surface. Now I am going to do this little bit here first, because it is just a straight stretch through. The first thing we need to do is we need to make sure that we have got enough of the vinyl to cover the area, and we're just going to roll it right the way across. Now I picked up 2 rolls of this, and I think I'm going to have to go and get another one. So we're going to take it right the way across and make sure that we've got plenty of it. It's a little bit over the side, but that doesn't matter. And then I'm just going to fold it over to where I need to cut it. I'm going to go over just a tiny touch so that I know I've got enough. And then some people, they use a hairdryer to get the bubbles out. Now I normally don't have an issue with any bubbles or anything because I do use my card. So I've got enough there to cover this part of the work surface. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to start to peel the backing off this vinyl. And then because this is a straight edge, the one that's come off the roll, that is what I'm going to place down first. Now it can be a little bit tricky to start off with because sometimes it goes slightly off, but as long as you keep lifting it and get the first part stuck down, then you shouldn't have an issue. quickly because I do want to show you how to wrap it underneath. I just think having a lot like that wrapped underneath, it makes it look so much better. The first time that I had a Fablon, I just cut it to where the lip was and it didn't look as finished and as polished. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to find where my cupboard starts and do a little bit of a cut, and then I open my drawer and I'm just going to wrap it underneath the counter. Now this is where you'll tend to get some bubbles because obviously we're wrapping it round. But just make sure that it's completely stuck down, and then all I do is I get the Stanley knife and I just go underneath so that you haven't got any excess underneath, and I just pull it off. So quick and easy, so simple to do. Over this way because I do have this other drawer here, but I'm going to bring you a little bit closer because in this corner you'll see this is where my worktop's joined by the sink. What I tend to do is I normally find the edge of my work surface and just go straight down, because when I do this side I can wrap that bit under so you're not going to see that. So again, I'm just going to wrap this right the way under the drawer like I've done previously. Make sure it is stuck down. If you've got any questions about this, just leave me a comment down below and I'll answer all the questions that you've got. If you've been wanting to do this for some time and don't think that you can do it, look how quick and easy I've done it. I mean, yes, fair enough, I've done it a few times, but there was only the first time that I'd done it, and yes, it didn't go right first of all, and there was a lot of gaps, and you know, I didn't go right to the edge and I didn't underlap, put it under, but you learn from your mistakes, and once you've done it a few times, I mean, look at that. How nice is that? So this is that part of that work surface done, and I think you'll agree it is really nice. I actually think it makes this room look so much brighter. Let me just move over here. It just makes it look so much more brighter than what it did. I do still have to just go down this side here, but I am going to go down here with a Stanley knife. And also I need to take them lights from underneath the counter because I have bought some new strip lights to go underneath the counter from Temu. But I'm just going to do this bit here before I forget, and then we'll move to around the sink. Okay, so for by my kitchen sink, you do need to make sure that your kitchen sink area is dry. That is so important because otherwise this isn't going to stick. So I am going to use my second roll. I do still have quite a large bit of the Fablon from the first roll, but I do have that little bit of work surface there that I am going to use this for. So for this bit, I'd just rather use a fresh roll. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off, and it is a mess behind here. Just so that I can get right to that. And then again, it's just exactly the same as before, where we're going to line it up, and we're going to go a little bit over, But this time when we get to the sink area, we need to be a little bit careful on how we're cutting. So I'm going to show you the best that I can. It's not difficult. A lot of people do take the sinks out, but I never have done, and I never seem to have a problem in going around the sink. Okay, so I'm going to bring you to here. So again, it's exactly the same as before. We need to get the back of this Fablon. I always find this is the tricky part, is getting the Fablon, the back off the Fablon. So we're just going to peel the back off, and it peels off so easily, look at that. And then we're not going to pull it all the way down, so we're only going to expose a little bit of the adhesive side. This is the only thing, it can roll over on itself and it can stick. So I'm going to place it right up into the edge so that it overlaps a little bit. We do have plenty of this, so it's fine. And then I'm just going to smooth it down. Okay, so like what I said, make sure that your surface by your sink is dry, otherwise this isn't going to stick. So just work it a little bit where you're smoothing it out, and you can feel where the backing is, so that's always good because at least you know where you can go up to. And then as you move it across, just pull back that backing and just do it step by step. Now you might need to bring it back off, and just bring this back off here, because sometimes it doesn't go straight when it's still on the roll. So I just like to, especially at the first part of the roll, you can pull it off and start again. Corners are a little bit tricky to make sure that you get into the corners, but we will get it in. And again, you can see where that backing finishes. So obviously it's not going to stick anymore there because the backing is not exposed. So I'm going to pull just a little bit more of the back. And what I'm doing is I'm working my way up to my kitchen sink. And when I get to my kitchen sink, that's when the fun part starts. And I'm going to move you in a moment so that you can see what I'm doing. So this is where it comes slightly tricky because I do have the sink in the way. But what I've done is I've gone right up into my sink. So you can see, let me just move you down a little bit. I don't know if you can see, but you can see that I've gone to the sink area. So what I then do is get my Stanley blade, and instead of going into the groove where my sink is, I actually go on my sink so that I know I'm not short. So basically what I'm doing is I'm cutting the hole for my sink as we do this. So again, don't go right up until the edge of your sink. Make sure that you've gone over your sink slightly. And then I can see my sink, so I'll just go around there. And then continue again. So again, you're going to lose this part because this is where your sink is. So we need to just go right the way around this sink. I mean, if it makes it easier, you can actually start taking this piece out while you're doing it. So by that, I just mean get your blade in, lift it up, and this part now is going to expose your sink, but I haven't gone right to the edge. So that's what we're going to do. So really, I'm going to go all the way down. I mean, sometimes, you know, if you need a little bit of help, then get a second pair of hands. But I just think once you've done it a few times, you kind of get the knack. absolutely loving the marble effect. It just goes to show what a little bit of Fablon can do. And it hasn't took me long. It's took me about half an hour. Lots of concentration. But I am going to be doing the tiles in a separate video. Today's video is only about the work surface. So I do have this little bit here. That's the last bit I need to do, guys. So let's get that done. Let's get that in the bin. And we're ready to do the kitchen tiles tomorrow. So guys, that does bring me to the end of this video. So I do hope you've enjoyed it, and I do hope that you will consider doing your own work surface. This kitchen now, it does look so bright and so much more airy. I do really like the marble on the work surfaces. So the next video in this series is going to be the tiles. Now I do have the tiles, and I think they may be a little bit too much because I've picked marble tiles up. So I don't know whether to go out and get some different tiles, but in the next episode of this series you will be seeing me do the kitchen tiles. So I do hope you've enjoyed this video, and I do hope if you haven't already subscribed you will consider doing so. And that leaves me with nothing else to say apart from enjoy the rest of the day, whatever it is you've got planned, and I'll see you in my next episode. Bye guys!